Opportunity for me to highlight our activity both in support of the public sector and the private sector. I've mentioned examples that relate chiefly to the public sector, but an important part of our activity is also in support of the private sector. And concretely, how does this translate for us? We're a big bank, we're not a retail bank. So we have to partner with commercial banks to provide access to funding for SMEs, which is the backbone of the Moroccan economy. For that, we partner with Moroccan banks. And I can mention a few examples. We have partnership with CIH and also with BCP. And through them, we provide financing to SMEs, and then that creates opportunities for job creation, support of innovation, support to women entrepreneurship. So this is an important part for us, is access to financing to SMEs, and this supports the economic and financial inclusion of Moroccans throughout the country, throughout the activities that they can finance. And also we're in constant dialogue also with the public authorities to support the priorities of the countries. I've mentioned our activity in support of post-earthquake reconstruction, but the access, I'd say, of the perspectives for us going forward are also to continue supporting the energy transition of Morocco, so renewable energy, but also electricity networks. That's very important to facilitate the integration of renewable energy. We're looking into new opportunities in renewable energy, exploring the potential of offshore wind in partnership with the Ministry of Energy Transition, and also the production of green hydrogen, of course. So that's one element. I mentioned support the private sector, but we will also be contemplating next year the materialization of our partnership with the Mohamed VI Fund for investment, which will also support the private sector. And there we're in discussions to engage, again, €500 million in support of the private sector through the fund. We will also continue supporting access to water and the treatment of wastewater. So really the water sector is particularly important for us, also to enhance climate resilience of the country. So to reduce, for example, losses in water networks, and to increase, as I said, the reuse of water through the treatment of wastewater. Another important access for us is sustainable transport. So we've been financing, as I said, inter-city mobility through our support to railways, but also to highways in Morocco, and we're also financing the rehabilitation and resilience of the highway network in Morocco. And we're also in discussion with the cities, local authorities, for intra-urban mobility. So for example, in the past we financed the tramway in Rabat, the tramway in Casablanca. We hope to be able to do the same in other cities, and also maybe to extend the networks in some of the cities that I've mentioned. An area that we're also looking into going forward, and that goes to your question on facilitating access, is to support the decentralization in Morocco. So this would mean that we are contemplating the financing of regions and local authorities directly to finance their development as well. And the priorities go along, the national priorities also, particularly in terms of enhancing access to water and electricity, and probably energy efficiency is something that we're looking at when it comes to regional development. So these are some of the examples of how we extend access to our financing to different entities, be they from the public sector or from the private sector. The framework in the due diligence, I would say, of the loans that we provide and the technical expertise that we provide, we have a number of indicators that allow us then to monitor the impact of our projects. Our projects need to be economically viable. So it's not only that they need to stand by themselves financially, but they need to have a positive impact on society, be they social or environmental. When it comes to the environment, for example, we have a number of indicators that we monitor. For example, GHG emissions, are they reduced? We monitor also, as I said, the economic impact of our activity. So in terms of job creation, does it have a positive impact? And in general, once we lend financing to different entities, year on year, we have to monitor the impact of these projects. So there are a number of reports that are provided that allow us to monitor the impact of our activity. There are a number of criteria that we look at. I mentioned environmental sustainability, alignment with national priorities, and also the priorities of the EU-Morocco partnership, and the economic viability of projects. So these are, I would say, really the main criteria that we look at when envisaging to finance given projects.